Hey everyone, welcome to the new lecture of code practice, and today I will show you how to build a Micronaut application that publishes message to an AWS SNS topic, but with a twist. So the twist is if the message size is greater than 256 KB, it will use the claim check pattern by storing the payload in S3 and sending a reference instead, right? Because if you see for SNS and SQS, the message limit is 256 KB. So if the message is greater than 256 KB, in that case, our message will not go to the uh, target destination, right? So to handle that, what we will do is smaller payloads will go directly to SNS and then it will go to the SQS queue, which is basically subscribed to the SNS topic that we have created. Okay, and we will also demo like if we are sending the payload greater than 256 KB. Now I have created a application. This is Micronaut application, and here if you see in my build.gradle, I have included these dependencies, which are so that we can interact with the SNS, SQS, and S3. So these are our dependencies that we have included. Now, to start with, what we will do is we will create some. If you see, we have created one SNS topic, which is code practice claim check topic, and we have created a SQS queue, and we have created a test bucket, which is empty. If we go to the queue, so let's purge this queue so that there is no message in the queue, right? And if we go to this topic, if we go to the subscription section, here we can see our queue that we have created, code practice claim check queue, has subscribed to this SNS topic, right? Now let's start doing the coding for this. Okay, so we have included these dependencies. Now what we will do is in application.properties, this is our application name. I'll go to AWS console. So our region is AP South 1, right? So here I will specify AWS dot region is AP South 1, right? Which is this one. Now we will create our files, right? So first we will create a service which is SNS publish service, where our main business logic will reside, right? And this is the singleton. We will initialize with the singleton bean, right? Now what we will do is we need a S3 client so that we can publish message on S3. So we have the S3 client, then we need one SNS client, right? We need one S3 bucket, we need one SNS topic on which we will publish the message, right? And then we will initialize these in our constructor. So public, right? So S3 client, then we need SNS client. Here we will pass or S3 bucket, right? So this we can pass from the property. Otherwise, let's make it hard code only. So our bucket value, the bucket name, S3 bucket name, and SNS topic, let's keep it as hard coded. Okay, so we will initialize this private static and let's see our S3 bucket name. So this is the S3 bucket, and then we need SNS topic ARN. So in SNS we'll go to SNS, and here this is our SNS topic ARN, and here we will specify. Right, now we have done this. So this dot S3 client, right, and similar to this we will initialize our S3 bucket SNS client. Now we'll create a method which we will call from the controller, and which will do the main logic. So here if you see public void publish, let's name it as publish, we will pass our payload. Right, now what we will do is the payload which we are passing we will get as bytes, byte array. Once we have this, let's rename this to data. Now we will place a check if data is greater than, if data dot length, right, is greater than the SNS limit, which is of 256 KB. So which is 256 into 1024, which is equivalent to 256 KB. Right, so this is the SNS message limit. Now what we will do is, if it is greater than 256 KB, it should go to, we will create a claim check, and we will store in S3 and send reference via SNS, right? But if it is not, then we will directly send to SNS, right? So for that, SNS client dot publish, and if you see, it is taking a publish request object. So what we will do is publish request dot builder. So this is the builder we will pass, and dot topic ARN. So topic ARN is already there. Then we will say message. So whatever the message is coming, we will directly post, right? And this is done. Now if the message size is less than 256 KB, it will go to queue directly. If payload is greater than 256 KB, then what we will do is we will create a key, S3 key, right, and random UUID dot toString. So we will create a JSON file basically for the data. Let's append dot JSON. Now as you can see, our key has been created. Now we will create the reference, and basically we will first upload on S3. So for that, what we need is, if you see this put object method, it takes two things. One is the put object request object, and one is the request body parameter, right, object. Now what we will do is, let's first create this builder, and here we will say our bucket is, our bucket name which we have just specified as a static variable here, we will pass it here, and we will also pass the key which we just created in this above line. Right, now it is done. What we will do is we will pass a request body which will have our data, right, from bytes. Now once it is done, we will create a reference message which will go to SNS. So this will be our metadata, and here we will specify, like, we will create a string, and then we will say our S3 bucket, and this is our S3 bucket, colon, then we will separate it by this, right, and then plus S3 bucket, right, then we will have this escape string, and we will also pass, so basically it's a JSON, right, we will passing this information like this is our key, we are passing S3 key, right, and then we are saying S3 key is this colon, right, then we are saying this escape string plus our S3 the S3 key, which is the key that we have created here, key plus we will end this, right, and to end this we will simply escape and this. So this is reference message we have created, which will go. Now we will use the SNS client and we will say publish. So again we will use the publish request.builder, and here we will say topic ARN, which is SNS topic ARN that we have just specified, and then message is nothing, this reference message. Now whoever the client is, like whoever the downstream is, the destination is, right, they can just use this reference, they know like this is the S3 bucket and this is the path, so from this I can get the data and I can use my payload. Now this service is created. Now the next thing what we will do is we will create a controller. We will, let's say, call it as a publish controller. Okay, let's annotate this with controller and specify a path publish. Now here we will inject our bean, which is SNS publish service, and let's define the endpoint public void publish string payload, which we will pass via postman, right, via this is input for our API dot publish and payload, right, and here we will specify it's a post endpoint, right. Now so this part is done, right. Now let's start our application and see is it working or not. I'll start the application. We can see our server is running. Let's go to postman and let's make it post publish, and here in the body we will pass JSON. Yeah, so our application is up and running and we have this endpoint publish. So let's start testing this. So what we have to do is we have to pass a payload, right, and let's say it's a JSON object. We will say here, let's say channel name code practice, right, and let's hit our endpoint. We can see the message is success. Let's go to AWS console and our SQS. Here if we refresh this, we have one message available. If we go and if we look for message poll for messages, we can say one message is available and the data is channel code practice, right. Now let's test another scenario. Just make sure guys, like when we are testing, right, when this role that you are using, the user you are using, it has these permissions, this policy access SNS publish on this topic, right. Now this is done. So we have one sample JSON here which is greater than 256 KB. I'll use the JSON file, I'll copy the content, we'll go here and let's pass this, right? Let's modify this, and if I publish, it is uploading on S3 and then the reference should go to SNS. This is our expectation. So this is 200. Let's see if we have how many messages we have in the queue. Let's go to the queues. We have 2 messages. Let's see if something has gone to our bucket. Yeah, so we can see the message is available, and yeah, let's go to the downloads and we can see this file is downloaded, and we can see the payload that we posted is available. Our JSON is available, and also let's go to SQS now. If we go to send and receive messages, poll for messages, so this is the latest one, right? And we can see our S3 bucket and S3 key is available, and this is the same key path that we have uploaded in S3. Yeah, that's it for this lecture. So the main agenda was to show like what, like if we receive message greater than 256 KB, how we can smartly handle payload sizes using claim check pattern. And if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also check out the links in the description for code and resources. Thanks for watching.